Page 7, the cuckoo. In this lesson, they're introducing you to some new symbols or something that we need to know now to add to our list of stuff we already know. If you're getting confused or you're really not sure, it might be a good time to go back and review everything here. Just you go through these more than once, you'll pick up stuff you forgot or missed, and you'll be able to play the pieces better too. But here they're introducing another time signature because in the past we've had 4/4. Well, now we get 3/4. Now, if you understand how it works, then it doesn't matter what the numbers are. It could be anything. The top number tells you how many beats are in a measure, or how far you have to count. In the past, we've always done 4. With 4 beats in a measure, we counted to 4. Well, now we just go to 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And the bottom number is still a 4, so it's still quarter notes. So this is the same as 3 quarter notes in every measure. And they're also introducing you to a dotted half note. That is a half note with a dot right behind it. Let's just talk just a moment. I don't want to get it too complicated here, and it really isn't, but I want to talk about it anyway. Dotted notes. Any note can be dotted, even a whole note. Any note can be dotted. And it works the same. No matter what the note is, the rule is the same. The dot simply gets half the value of the note, and you add them together for the full length. So it extends the note out a little longer. So if a half note gets 2 counts, well, half of that is 1. Half of 2 is 1. So the dot is equal to 1 count. So you put them together, and that makes it equal to 3 counts. So the dotted half note is 3 counts. In 3/4 time or 4/4 time, as long as the bottom number is a 4, where a quarter note gets a count, a dotted half note is going to get 3 counts. Another way to look at it is the dotted note is the same as 3 of whatever the next note down is. So you have a half note, and then there's 2 quarter notes to a half note. The quarter notes to the next note down. So a dotted half note is the same as 3 quarter notes. And it doesn't matter what the time signature is in that case. It's always that way. There are different ways of looking at it. Here it's coming in handy because you'll have 3 counts in a measure, and a dotted half note gets 3 counts, so it takes up the whole measure. It's like having a whole note in 4/4 time. It takes up the whole measure, where a dotted half note takes up the whole measure in 3/4 time. Anyway, after all that, let's take a look at this and see what we get. I see 3 lines of music to learn. There's a repeat sign at the end of the first line, but I want to know about how much music I'm going to have to learn. I have 3 lines to learn. But with the repeat sign, it's really 4 lines long. Treble and bass clef, 3/4 time signature now. We're playing hands at the same time, both hands at the same time. Well, won't this be interesting? All right, we better talk about that. Got to read both stabs at the same time. And when I first learned this when I was a little kid, I got to read all of that at the same time? Are you nuts? That's all I can do to read one note. It comes. Be patient. It comes. You'll get to where you're just glancing at it and you know what the notes are. Hopefully you know what the notes are by now. But when I'm playing both hands at the same time and I'm first learning it, I learn it one hand at a time first, and then I go put the hands together. So I'm going to take the right hand first, and let's make sure we understand what's going on in the upper staff. The right hand, you're starting little finger here. That puts your hand here. And remember, half notes, the same as 2 quarter notes, so it's going to get 2 counts. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's the first line. And when I first learn a piece of music, I connect it all. We'll do these slurs and phrases later. I want to connect everything up first, and there's a reason for that. I'll get to that a little later, but I want to connect everything right now. Second line, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1. Get the idea? So I go through and get the right hand, okay, and then I do the same with the left. On the left, we have a C and a G, and that puts our hand here. And then just do dotted half notes. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then an F and a G here, and then an E and a G. Okay, and then the second line is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. See, this is kind of similar to this piece on page 6, yeah, we're doing the same thing. So I make sure I get the left hand okay, and then I try and put the hands together, and a lot of times it's like starting over. Well, I'm liable to hesitate. I don't care right now. I just want to know how the hands are working together. So at the beginning, I have these notes together, and then here, 1, 2, 3, and then do it again, 2, 3, and then I got these notes together. And then these notes. In the second line, you're here, and then here, and here, and then here. So just go through as slow as you gotta go, and you work out playing the hands together. Look at the keyboard as much as you need to. It doesn't matter right now. We just want that feeling of which fingers in each hand are going down together, how they're working together. And then once you've done that, then you go back over it a few hundred times, slowly and carefully, and you work out the hesitation so it's a steady beat. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You work the whole thing out. It's a steady beat. Go as slow as you want to. It doesn't matter. But no hesitations. Also, you want to get to where you can do this eventually without looking at the keyboard, where you're feeling these notes in the fingers. Then once I've accomplished that, and that some pieces, depends on how hard they are, and some pieces that can take months to do. Yeah, just slow, it doesn't matter how long it takes. Take your time. Then once I do that, I think about the articulation. Here they do give us phrasing. We're going to lift up in the phrasing. 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3. Just lift it up a little bit on each of these. That's fine. The left hand, you can't really do much with it. You just play it. So, yeah. You're lifting up in the left hand with the right there. Now in the second line, I want to connect this. Then I'll lift up. I can't connect the right. So I'm connecting the right hand, but not the left. So I'm connecting here. I got to lift up here. Don't lift up in one hand just because you had to lift up in the other. No. No. They have to be independent. Now we have a lot of work to do on making them independent, and this is where we can start. We're going to connect the right hand through even though we're lifting up in the left. Then I'm connecting the right hand there and just lifting up for the phrases. And then once I have the articulation sort of under control, then I'll think about the dynamics. And they only give you one MF, mezzo forte. Well, the rule for dynamics is it applies to the melody. A lot of teachers don't teach this, but it really is there. You have to figure out what the melody is. Here's the right hand. That's MF. That's mezzo forte or moderately loud. These chords need to be soft. So you're sort of heavy in one hand and you're light in the other at the same time. So just practice that. Get this feeling of heavy, sort of heavy, light. Just work it real slow and careful. Again, and then here, heavy, sort of light. It comes in time. A lot of people struggle with this. I did it first. Just keep at it. You're heavy in one hand and light in the other. Should go both ways, and eventually we will, where you're heavy in the left hand and light in the right. But right now, just don't play them the same. Because it just is yuck. And then the speed. Well, happily, well, again, that's not a speed, it's a mood. If you're going to be happy about it, how fast would you go? There'll be different speeds for different people. For me, it depends on the time of day and how much coffee or wine I've had to drink or whatever. It just, you feel it. that's my happy for now. Later, I'm sure I would play it a little differently. I play by feel, so however I feel it is how I do it. So please don't copy me. You learn the music, you feel it, you make it yours. Let's play it together very slowly, and I'm assuming this is after you've learned it now. You can play it at least slowly, and we'll just check that you have the right notes and rhythms. Play it one hand at a time with me if you have to at first, but eventually you want to do them both. Now, on the play with me's, again, I don't do louds and softs. I'm just playing notes, so I'm going to play both hands about the same. So I'll give us 3 counts because there's only 3 beats in a measure. So I'm going to go 1, ready, go, and then we go. 1, ready, go. 1,